Okay, so welcome you all for the FDP on time series analysis. So one thing, if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. And if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. So with this, we can start. And before starting, I just want to know that how much knowledge you have about the time series. So that it will be easy for me. If you don't have any knowledge, I'll start from the base. And if you still have some knowledge, I'll start from the advanced level. And please be interactive. Wherever you are stuck, you can ask me in between. And second thing, what I want to say that whenever you are learning something, please apply it, because knowing is not enough. We must apply it, and willing is not enough. We must do it. So within this 10 days workshop, I think if you have any research point in your mind, you can make one research paper on the basics of your time series. And it's not a difficult part, anyone can do it. I'll tell you step by step how you are going to make any research paper, and believe me, you can publish it in your any ABDC and Scopus paper. So let's begin our journey, because we have to go a long way over here, because time series is a very broad concept over here. And trust me that this workshop will prove to be a milestone in your journey experience. And if you are all with me, you will learn a lot in this. Okay. Now, time series, what do you mean by what time series? Can anyone can explain it to me? What is time series?
Ma'am, while data is collected over time period, so that type of a data is supposed to consider as time series data. So if we do some kind of
Okay.
analysis with that, that is supposed to under the consideration of a time series analysis.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm studying about an entity for a long period of time.
So if you are there studying for a short period of time, can we say it's a time series?
Yes, maybe if the frequencies are sometime common, like or sometime like frequency are unnatural, so that can be considered as time series.
Okay. So let's start with our journey with a single small step, because first step is always the toughest, but R will be the easiest one. So the first question that I want to ask you, that what should we do with the data? See, whenever you are seeing any data, as you have told me that time series mean if we are collecting any data with the help of a time, that means if I am collecting any data, let's say I'm collecting the data for a population. So again, it's a time series, because every day the population is being changed. If I want to see the changes or how many cases are there in the COVID, every day the cases are changing, or how many deaths are there in the COVID, every day deaths are changing. Or if I want to say what is the stock price, so every day the stock price is changing. So with this, I can say that what what thing you are going to do it. If you are seeing any time series data, what is the first thing you want to learn from that?
Ma'am, based on the past data, prediction can be done.
Okay. Now I'll just whenever I'm teaching you anything, I'll be teaching you with such small example. Okay, if I am giving you a small example, let's say a child is born and you want to teach that child that this is an apple. So what will you do? Whether you will show him an apple or whether you will write the word apple on the paper. What will be the easiest way to teach?
To show.
To show. So that means pictorial presentation is always better than the numeric one, or it's better than whenever you are writing a word. If you are writing the word apple, the child will not understand it. But if you will show the picture, the child will understand it. So the first thing, whatever comes into our mind that we have to show anything, we will always plot it. That's where you will see that the first thing what I have written over here is that you have to make a picture. Because whenever you are making a picture, it is going to show many things to you. Many, many things. Suppose I am saying that the population of a country is, let's say, 10 people are there in today's date, 20 are there in tomorrow's date, then 19 are there, then 21 are there, then 22 are there. So if I'll give you a mere data, it will be very difficult to search. But if I give you a picture of that data, you are able to recognize. Whenever we teach a small child that this is a singular, this is a plural. If I'm going to write this is a singular, this is a plural, it's a very difficult part for him to understand. But if I show him that this is a one person, these are 5 people, so he will able to understand it. So that means picture gives us many things to think over it. Again, picture shows us various things which are hidden over there, and pictures tells us various things. So the first thing, whenever you are doing anything in time series, just draw a plot. I'll show you some of the plots over here. See, these are the closing prices of the companies. The first one is for the Irwin Limited Company and the second one is for Tata Steel. Can you see over here and can you tell me that what thing you are observing over here?
Ma'am, it shows that Arvind Limited is growing over a period of time, and this Tata Steel is having some resistance level, and then it is coming up again. It's going down and coming up. So this Arvind Limited is following an upward trend, while Tata has a fluctuation, but it is largely where it was.
Okay, now what does this graph shows you? Again, I have
Ma'am,
plotted the same
normality
graph,
of the data.
normality. So that means the first data for the Irwin Limited is not normal. Even the second data is not normal, right? But it's still near about to normal. Tata Steel data is near about to normal. So do you think that if I'm going to say this picture, can I work on this picture? Can I work on this data? And if I can work on this data, what can I work? What analysis can I do? What all things I can study from this?
Price volatility.
Price volatility. Okay. Anything else?
Ma'am, forecasting.
Forecasting. Okay.
Forecasting of future price.
Anything else?
And co-integration between the two.
Oh, co-integration I cannot find out. See, what do you mean by what co? What is the meaning of co? See, whenever you are learning anything, first always try to draw a picture. From that picture, always try to learn something. And second is whatever thing you are doing, you have to be clear about the meaning of that thing. Co means two, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
whenever two things are working together, we name it as co-integration. Now I have given you two different pictures. And co-integration means when two things are moving together. And if you will see these two pictures, they are not moving together.
Yeah, there is a change.
There is a change over there. What else we can find it out?
Ma'am, just one doubt I'm having. Like co-integration or correlation, they both are same or they are
No, 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 no. They are different. They are different. Now I'll just tell you one more thing over here. Are you seeing over here in 2014, from 2014 onwards, the price really jump upward?
Hmm.
And if you will see in 2008 onwards, the 2008 prices are going down.
Yes, ma'am.
isn't it? Now, if
Yes.
you will observe in 2007, what is the year of 2008, 7-8? If you have remembered, 2007-8 is the financial crisis year when the New York Stock Exchange crashes. So that means at that time financial crisis was there, and each and every company has a downfall at that time. You can see over here in the case of Irwin Limited also there is a downfall. You can see in Tata Steel also again in 2008 you will see a downfall. So the thing what I am going to tell you over here, the first thing is we have to make a picture. And picture speaks of various things. And if you are going to see in 2014, the prices are, there's a change in the prices are rising. And again, you will see that Tata Steel in 2014, again, the prices are rising. And in 2015, again, the prices are decreasing. And see over here also in Irwin Limited, in 2015, there is a change over there. Again, 2015 prices are going down and there is fluctuation. Do you remember what happens in 14 and 15?
Ma'am, national elections were there in
No,
2014.
there was a Russian crisis in 2014-15. Russian crisis. The world was there. That means there is a shortage of oil at that time because Russia is the main exporter of your oil. Your Arab countries, Russia, they were the main exporters. And there was a Russian crisis. And whenever you will see that there is some crisis over there in this world, the prices fluctuate over there at that point. And that is known as systematic risk. We cannot avoid it. And again, if I have shown you the diagram for till 2023, you will see that in 2020, whenever the COVID was there, again, lots of fluctuations are there. So my main aim to show the pictures is that while seeing the picture, I can realize that what I am going to do it. Now, if with this picture, if I'm going to see that there is a problem over here in 2008, and again I am seeing there's a problem in 14 and 16, from the gap from year 14 till 16, there is some problem. And I know that in the real world, we have a problem that in 7-8, there was a financial crisis. And in 14-15, there was a Russian crisis. So that means these are the 2 points where my data is breaking. And that is known as my structural break. So from this picture, I am able to judge that if I am going to study these data from 2006 till 2018, I have various points to study. I can study the structural break. I can study only the region in 2007-8 or only the region, this gap between 2014 and 15. So I can study whether there is a crisis in 2007-8. So what type of fluctuations are there, or what is the future price, or I can forecast it. I can relate it with some other thing. I can take the data from one country, or I can take the data from G20, or I can take the data from G7, and then I can see it. That whether if the fluctuations are there in my country and the same fluctuations are there in other country also. So picture can give me lots and lots of things. Now, if I come to this picture, you will see that your urban price limited data is not normal. But if I see the Tata Steel, I can see that data is near about normal, but still it's not normal. So can we do the analysis on the non-normal data? Yes, can we do the analysis?
No, ma'am.
We can. I'll just tell you we can do it. Okay, what about this picture? What is this picture showing it to you?
Stationarity.
Stationarity is there, but this is a return graph. See, previously I have just shown you the price graph. Now I am giving you the return graph, which is better. Price
Return
graph,
Mean is
return.
constant.
But why the return graph is better? Now see this picture. This is a histogram for your return
Fluctuation is
graph.
low, madam.
In this, you will see that your data is normal. Now, why the return graph is better? If I'm going to see this picture, why I'm seeing that return graph is better than your price graph, this graph? Why the return graph is better?
It is less fluctuation, madam.
Fluctuation I'm
Fluctuation
able
is
to
less
no,
in a
I'm
return.
able to see no fluctuations are more in returns. You can see the fluctuations. The spikes are going up, spikes are going down. Fluctuations are
Ma'am,
there.
both the data of both the companies are near about similar.
No, I cannot say this. Now, see the example. Now, let's say I'm saying that you are getting 50 marks, okay, and I am getting 100 marks. Which is better, 50 or 100?
100.
Ma'am, we
How?
cannot say, because if out of 100, then obviously 100. But if the maximum limit is not mentioned, then we cannot say that 50 or
Yes,
100.
that means we can always say that this is better than the another when your data is of same currency or is in the percentage form. If I'll say that I'm getting 50% marks and you are getting 100% marks, now you can compare it. Yes, 100% is better than 50%. Why? Because I have now done it on the same platform, right? Now, suppose I'm saying that in India, the share price is moving up. My price, I purchased the stock yesterday at rupees 100. Now it has moved to 110. So now the price is 110. But if I'm going to compare my country share price or my stock Nifty from the NYSE stock, so can I compare? Over here, the stocks are in rupees. Over there, the stocks are in dollars. If I say about your Japanese, it's in yen. So can I compare these three? The currencies are different. If the currencies are different, index is different. And the movement is also different. So now can I compare three? Because all the three data, the three countries' data are on the different platform. It will be very difficult for me to compare. Because first thing what I have to do, I have to convert, let's say convert the yen into dollar, rupees into dollar. That means now I have to do on the same platform. I have to convert each and everything on the same platform. The only then I can compare. Or the next thing is that just put it on the percentage. If I purchase the share for 100, then tomorrow I'm going to purchase the same share for 110. So that means I am getting 10% return in India. If anyone is going to invest in India, they are getting 10% return. And if in US you are investing for let's say $1 and next day your prices are for $1.5. So that means you can say that if you are investing in US, you are having your 50% return. Now I can compare it. Yes, in India, 10% returns are there. In US, 50% returns are there. So that means people should invest in US. So that means whenever we are seeing the percentage form is always better than your normal thing. So if you will see, I'll just show you all these things that why your pictorial presentation are always better. So whenever we are converting, whenever we are seeing your this percentage form, that means return form. Return form is always in a percentage. Your data will always be near about normal. I'm not saying it will be normal. It can be normal, but it will be near about normal. And in time series, it's not compulsory for us to work on a normal data. We can work on non-normal data also. But we always prefer to work on return series. If you are going to predict the future, so first of all, predict the return and then predict your price. We can do it. We can predict the returns also. We can predict the price also. Now, what does this graph shows to you? Yes, what does this graph is showing to you? Isn't it showing that I have taken the two graphs for Sensex and Nifty? Sensex is your BSC index and Nifty is your NSE index. And if you will observe that these two lines are moving together, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. They are following the same trend.
They are following the same trend. So that means these are co-integrated lines. Over there, I can learn about co-integration. So with the diagram, I can say that there is a co-integration in long term. If you will see the data, I have taken the data from 2010 till 2015, and they are following the same trend. So there is a co-integration between them. I can study the future co-integration. I can study that whether in the future there will exist a co-integration or not. And if there exists a co-integration, whether I have to apply the error correction model or not. So with
Ma'am,
this, yes,
ma'am, a small doubt I am having, like for what purpose this co-integration is used? Like if I when I see the graph, it's for me, I thinking like it's a positively correlated both these.
yes,
So
yes,
how
you can
the
say that.
can you just tell me like what is the difference between like correlation and co-integration?
Co-integration means both are moving in a similar direction and the pattern is same, right? That is
Okay,
co-integration. Pattern is same. If one is
okay,
rising by 10%, another is also rising by 10%. One
okay,
is decreasing by 10%, another is also decreasing by 10%. Correlation means one is also rising and another is also rising. They will not tell you whether they are rising with the same percentage or not.
okay,
Co-integration is showing with a pattern only.
okay,
And whenever there is a co-integration, that means co-integration is showing me that there is a long-term relationship among them. They are moving together. You will find some places where the distance over here will be unequal. For example, they are not exactly parallel to each other. There will be
okay.
sometime one price is rising by 10%, another is rising by 8%, and sometime will be there one is rising by 20%, another is rising by 10%.
Then we will not say that it's a co-integration.
No, we will
Co-
say there will be a co-integration, but there is an error in small part. I'll just give you a small example over here. Let's say I and you are both are friends. We both are fast friends over here, and we have a small fight. So can the friends be having a fight or not? We both are friends. Can we have a fight or not?
Yes,
Yes. If we both are having a fight, there will be some distance among us or not?
yes, there will be
Yes.
difference.
There will be some difference and there will be some distance also. Suppose that you say that I'm not going to talk to you. I'm also saying that I'm not going to talk to you. So what happens? The distance is increasing. There is some error which is lying between both of us. And
Okay.
if both of us are solving that problem, we sit together and we solve this problem. So what happens? After some time, we will
This
both
error
be
will be
together.
reduced.
This error will be reduced.
Okay.
So what this graph is showing it to me that there is a co-integration, if there is a long-term relationship among these two variables. And whenever there is a long-term relationship, there will be some error. And whenever error is there, error will always be of a short-term duration. And we are going to correct that error. That is known as vector. When we are going to do the co-integration, that is known as vector error correction model. And error will always be corrected only and only when there is a relationship. Okay, let's say I am moving in a park, you are also moving in a park. We both are different people. And somehow in some place we both have a fight in a park. And after a fight, you move to your house, and after a fight, I move to my home. Now, are you going to search me that where I am, that we have to rectify our fight? Are you going to find my house? That I had a fight with this girl and where she is going to live. Are you going to do all these things? So no, we are not going to do it. That means because we don't have any relationship. I'll just go to the park. You also go went to the park. So that means whenever there is a relationship, there will be some error. And if there is not a relationship, there won't be an error. So co-integration is just telling us that they are moving together. They are not telling us that there won't be an error. Whenever there is a co-integration, there will be an error. And error will always be for a short term. Okay. So whenever we are going for a time series, we have two parts in our time series. One is my traditional part. So first of all, I'm going to start with my traditional part of the time series. What do you mean by basics of time series? So time series means that we are taking a set of observation which are taken at a particular time and at regular interval. So you have to remember these two things. That whenever you are taking any data, that should be at a particular time and regular interval. Now let's say I'm taking a stock price data. Stock prices are moving every second. Every second. So if I'm going to take the opening price of first day and I'm going to take a closing price of the second day, so that will become an irregular interval. And my data won't work. My prediction won't be correct in that part. So what we have to do, we always have to take a data at a particular time. If you are observing data, we can get the data for each and every frequency, for each and every second. Every data is available. If I'm taking the data from morning 10 o'clock, so every day I have to take a data from morning 10 o'clock. So that will be my regular interval. The first thing is that I have to be that my data should be of a regular interval. If I'm calculating the population, if I'm taking for 2000, next I'm taking for 2001. So that means I have to take yearly population. I cannot do that in first year I am taking a year gap for next 5 years, and for next 10 years I am going to take a alternative year gap. So it cannot be there. So whenever you are taking the time series data, the second thing that you have to see that your data should be of regular interval. And whenever your observations will be there, it should not be in a haphazard manner. It should be in a chronological order. Either take in ascending order or take it in a descending order. And time series is defined by the value y1. Y1 will be value at the end of year 1. Y2 value at the period at the end of period 2. If I'm taking year, it will be year 2. So you have to take it like this, and your y will be the function of time. Okay, now our time series is divided in 4 parts. First is your secular trend, seasonal trend, cyclical trend, and irregular variation. Anyone having any idea what do you mean by secular trend?
Secular trend is in the long term, there is a serious increase or decrease. There is
Any
no break
example?
in long term, long run.
See, secular trend means whenever there is a tendency either to grow only or to decline only. If something is growing, every day it is growing, or every day it is declining. For example, our country's population. If you will observe from 1950 till date, it is growing every day. So there is a secular trend in that. So whenever you are seeing anything that grows or declines, even in a stock price also, I can say that if any stock price always grows, which is not actually possible, we will name it as a secular trend. Your seasonal variation. Now, seasonal variation means which changes with the help of season only. That means seasonal variation occurs in the time series due to the rhythmic forces which occurs in a regular and periodic manner with a period of less than 1 year. Why we are saying that for a period for less than a year? Because every year there are various seasons. For example, I'll just give you a small example for ice cream. If I want to predict the sales of the ice cream, it's obvious that the sale of the ice cream will be more in the summer season as compared to the winter season. Or if I want to compare the, let's say, I want to compare the number of flights during the summer season. I will observe that during the summer season that there is a break. That means there is a summer break and mostly people are going for the holidays. So there will be some fluctuations over there in the summer season. In every summer, more number of trains will be there, more number of flights will be there. So that is known as your seasonal variation. And it will occur period after period. Every year you are going to observe the same thing. Now your cyclical variations. Now cyclical variation is also a short-term variation. If you will see that in any time series data, something is going up and then again going down, and again up and again down. That will be your cyclical variation. That means now it is 50% up, again 50% down, again 50% up, again 50% down. And last is my irregular variation. Irregular means that means there is no pattern. That can happen anytime. It can be due to any accident, it can be sudden, or I can name it as random variation. That means the changes for which I am also not aware of, that these changes will be there. So what I can say that whatever we have learned, your trend variation, your seasonal variation, and your cyclical variations, these are regular variations. We can judge them. But your irregular variation or your random variations, they are not regular. Now, if I'm talking about your traditional view, your trend, your business cycle, or your the seasonal cycle are not influenced by stochastic disturbances. What is stochastic? What is what's stochastic?
Madam, random.
Random, sudden.
Randomly happening.
Randomly. So that means whatever the trend is there, your business cycle is there, seasonal cycle is there, I can determine it. So that's why it is known as deterministic function. And the function which I am not able to determine it, I am not able to judge it, I am not able to predict it, I will name it as a stochastic impact. And why these stochastic impacts are there? These are due to some residuals. Do you have any idea what you mean by what residuals?
Which is not observed.
Residuals, I cannot say that which is not observed, but yes, I can also say it. But there are some things which are not observed, or even I can say which are not measured. They can also be residuals. I don't know how many of you are aware about endogeneity.
It is part of the models, endogeneity. Variables within.
Variables, yes, variables is everything. So okay, I'll discuss it, these residuals in the future part. So the basic assumption is that time series will go either, what we have done about it, the trend, either go it will upward or downward just due to some trend. And whenever some trend is there, what we have to do to learn it, to study that thing, we have to remove the trend from that. So do you think that there is some assumptions over here? The time series will go on increasing upward or decreasing downward because of this underlying trend only. Is this correct? Yes. Sir, please, can you mute yourself? So as we have already done that,
Ma'am,
our basic,
like
yes, sir.
if we see the data of population, so it's
Hmm.
definitely in India it's going up.
Yes,
Similarly, if we see the production of rice, it will again show going up because of secular
yes,
trend.
yes, yes.
Maybe see residential construction, and again it is going
It's
upward.
going up. It's
So
going up.
everything is going up, then not able to come to any conclusion. So we have to remove this
Yes, we have to
which is
remove this
happening
trend.
because of this upward
This
movement
trend.
because of this.
Yes. So now what we have to do, we have to see whether whatever the trend is there, whether I can predict that trend or not. If I can predict that trend, then my problem is solved. If I cannot predict that trend, then there is a problem. So that means if prediction is there, I know that every year my sale is increasing by 10% only. I can predict it. If today my sale is 100 rupees, next day my sale will be 110 next year. And again in the next year, my sale will be increased by 110 plus 10% of 110. That means I don't have any problem in the prediction. So whenever you are going for a trend, you have to see whether that trend can be determined or it cannot be determined. If it can be determined, it will be named as a deterministic trend. If it cannot be determined, it will be named as a stochastic trend. So whenever we know that there is a stochastic trend, that means they are erratic, random, unsystematic, and accidental. We are not aware about it. COVID-19 came, your Russian-Ukraine war came. We are not aware about it. These all are accidental. So what they are just noise and have no information worth exploiting. Can you measure COVID-19?
No.
We cannot measure. So there are certain things which you are not able to measure. Random, your residuals cannot be observed, but they cannot be measured too. There are certain parts which cannot be measured. Now, how valid is this assumption? The first assumption we see that there is a trend. Now we are saying that whatever the information is there, whatever the variations are there, they don't have any information. What I'm going to explore in COVID-19, where no information is there over there. So what was happening in the traditional view, we are not able to analyze it. Now they give us a new concept in the time series that is a modern view. And what they are saying that in modern times, everything is stochastic. Everything. Even I cannot determine even the sales also.
Hello,
I cannot
ma'am.
determine. Yes, sir.
I have a question that noise and whiteness are same or different terms?
White is the same, sir.
Okay, thank you.
That means if a time has some trend, then the parameters may not be stable, remain same in future, and our forecast may not be correct. So what we are saying that in today's state, trend may be stochastic. I am not able to judge the trend. I am saying that the sale will increase by 10%, but maybe it can increase by 5% or maybe it can increase by 20%. So I'm not aware about the trend. Even the seasonal effects are not stochastic. It's not that on every summer your ice cream sale will be increasing and in winter people are not consuming the ice cream. It cannot be. Even the cyclic effect cannot be certain. I cannot say that, yes, in this season my sale will increase by 10%, next season it will decrease by 10%, again it will increase by 10%, again decrease by 10%. No. Again, cyclical effects are also stochastic. And your irregular variations are obviously stochastic. So now each and everything is random. Everything is moving in a random direction. So what we have to do, we have to extract the necessary information from these things. And why I'm going to have these information? Just to estimate the things and forecast. And the third one is I have to find out some relationship. So let's start with a new lens, new mindset, and new perspective and new parameters. So now we are not going to study about the traditional view. We will focus only on our modern view where everything is stochastic. Nothing is deterministic. Okay. Now, why we are using the time series? We have discussed so much over here. Why we are doing this time series? Okay. Some good words, what I have written over here is that those who keep on learning will always rise, will keep rising in their life. And whenever you are going to bed every night, a little wiser than they were when they got up. That means please learn everything new. Every day, please learn something new. You will always rise in your life. Okay, we have done about these companies. We have done about Arvind Min and Tata Steel. Now this is for the Infosys. Are you observing anything over here? This graph. Any observation? This is upward trend, and over here you will see the downward trend. About this, there is a downward trend, but with some structural breaks. There are some breaks over here. There are some breaks over here. There are sudden shocks over there. Sudden shocks over here. So now, can you analyze this data? Now, can I use this OLS? Just think over these things. Because whatever we are going to discuss is on these only. Again, your different graphs. I'm showing you different graphs of different companies over here. Now see the different graphs. So these are what we are going to study in the time series is the first thing is that we are going to study about the forecasting. If I have to predict the future, I have to predict the sales. I have to predict the stock price. I have to predict the employees retention. I can predict anything over here. I want to predict the population. I want to predict the production. I can predict anything. I can estimate the things over here. I can establish the relationship. See, I can predict your share price. I can predict your interest rate. I can estimate the risk. I can estimate the volatility. I can estimate the relationship means your co-integration part. Whether there is a bidirectional relationship or not, whether there is a unidirectional relationship or not, whether there is a spillover effect or not, whether one thing has a relationship with other or not. For example, let's just give you some example. Let's say advertisement. I'm going to give some advertisement for a product. Do you think the advertisement will affect in the same period? I am a HUL company and I give some advertisement for the soap. I want to have my sales. I want to increase my sales. I give the advertisement. So if I give the advertisement in the month of January, the sales of January will increase or not? Yes.
Not madam.
What will be the so what will be the impact of
advertisement will impact in the later stage, like in a month
yes.
or after a year?
Yes. So that means we are going to find the relationship that if I am going to give the advertisement in today's state, how long the relationship will exist? The advertisement given in the month of January will have the impact in the month of February, also in the month of March, also in the month of April also. So that means there will be a long-term relationship over there. So now, first discuss what is your time series. What is your variable, what is your random variable, and what is your stochastic process. Now, stochastic process means random. Anything which is happening randomly. So over here, we will be considering everything with a parameter t with respect of time. Whenever we are doing time series, so t will represent my time. If I'm going to talk about today's date, I'll see by t. If I'm going to talk about tomorrow's date, I'll say t plus 1. And if I'm going to talk about previous date, I will be discussing about t minus 1. And whenever we are talking about t, it can be a discrete or it can be a continuous. Now, everything will revolve around t. Now, see, these are my days 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what we are saying that there are different transactions which are happening over here. And if I'm going to join it, this is my time series. Again, your different days and different transactions are happening and we are going to join it. This is my time series. So time series is what? There are infinite possibilities each and every day. But we are choosing only one possibility and that is stochastic. I'm not able to judge it. So realization of a particular stochastic process is called as time series. And every realized observation of a stochastic process is understood as a time series. As we have already discussed, your time series is only one of the many possible realizations of the stochastic process that the history might have generated. We have learned from the previous part and now I'm going to study the future thing. And I'm going to study the relationship. I'm going to establish the volatility. So time series
Ma'am,
analysis.
one
Yes.
question is there in my mind. For example, for I'm taking whether I can use time series or not. Like, for example, if I want to check like number of ATM use on the bank profitability. Okay, and we
Okay.
have taken the data of, let's say, for from 2010 to 2023, 13-year data is being taken. So I
Hmm.
just want to know, with the help of a time series, can we do the prediction? You are saying we will do the prediction also, and
Yes.
between the two banks, we can compare variance also.
Yes. We
Is
can
it possible
compare.
in time
We
series?
can compare the relationship, not the variance. We can compare the relationship.
Okay.
But if we
Variance
can
in,
yes, we can variance. We can do it for the individual one, and we can compare both the variances.
yes, that is what. So both the things are possible in time series, like
Yes.
we can
Yes.
do the
Yes.
comparison as well as the prediction.
Yes. We can do it.
Okay, thank you.
So now, what are the different? These are the different most important features that we are going to learn it in time series. The first thing is that time series may be related to its own past. Do you believe in this? Time series is related to its own past. Let's say if I'm saying you're in your bank, right now there are 200 rupees in your bank, right? And previously there were 100 rupees. So the value that you are having today in your bank, does it depend on previous money you are having in your bank or not? Right now you are having 200 rupees in your bank. Will it depend on the previous data or not?
Yes, ma'am, it's depend.
It depends. So that means whenever you are doing that time series, the first thing you have to note that the time series can depend on its immediate past or this past 2 days back, 3 days back, 4 days back, 5 days back, whatever days are there. It depends on that. and that is known as auto-regressive. Auto means on its own. Regressive means depends on its own. And it can also happen on some other factors which is known as moving average. That means I can say that if I am having right now 200 rupees, it depends what I am having in previous month, or it can also happen some external factors. Maybe I can say the rate of interest bank has given me some interest over here. Due to that, my amount has reached to 200 rupees. So that means the value that I am holding in my bank in today's date, it depends on the previous value that I was holding in the previous month, and some external factor, that is the interest rate. Might be bank has given me some interest, maybe for 1 rupee, maybe for 2 rupees. So my today's value is depending on the value what I was having in the last month. That means auto-regressive, and moving average means some interest. Interest is that thing which I have not observed. I was not aware. When I see my data, I'll see that why the 200 is there. So I'll observe that previously my data is depending on the previous amount. I'm having, let's say, 195 rupees, and the bank has given me 5 rupees interest. So now it's 200. So my data time series depends on its own path, which is known as your autoregressive process and the moving average. Next feature that we have to learn, that they may be subject to deterministic trend, seasonality, or cycling. We are saying that everything is stochastic right now, but still we have to find if we are able to determine the trend, then my problem will be solved. So I have to see whether the trend is deterministic, I can determine it, or it is a stochastic trend. And whatever kind of trend will be there, we are going to remove it. And why we are going to remove it, we are going to learn. Now, in multivariate context, there may be the cross relationship that we have already learned. That means if the rainfall for the month of January will affect the production of rice, not only in the month of January, but also in the month of February and March too. As I told you that about this advertisement also, they are having a cross relationship. I have given the advertisement in the month of January, but still the effect of that advertisement is there in the month of February, also in the month of March also. See, if I talk about your COVID-19 happened in China, but it affected the whole world. Your Russian-Ukraine war, we don't have any relationship with the Russian-Ukraine war, but still we are affected with that. Your subprime mortgage, that was happened financial crisis in 2007-8. That happens in US, but still we were affected. Your Russian crisis happened in your 14-15, but still we were affected. Because we all are depending on each other. And it's not that COVID happens and started in December 2019. You can see the effect right now also. So that is a cross relationship.
Can it be called vector autoregression also?
Vector autoregression is again a part of time series only. So it's a function. We have to see about the data, whether there is a vector autoregression or not.
Okay.
So what we are going to study in time series, we can forecast, we can estimate, and we can establish the relationship. But just to forecast, to estimate, and to establish the relationship, what we require the information. And that information is hidden in the time series. We have to extract that information. So information is in time, maybe your present time. Information is its in own past. That means on the previous time also we have to see whether the information that we have to extract, whether it is in today's date, whether it is in previous date, and if it is in the previous date, how much previous? Immediate previous, 2 days back, 3 days back, or 10 days back, or it's on its own residuals, or on some other factors. So you have to observe all these things. So the main fight in time series is to create a model. What kind of model we are going to see it over here? Wait, just let me see some. I think someone has been disconnected. Okay, so that means what we are going to do? We are going to identify the source of information in time series which can be used for forecasting, estimating, and establishing the relationship. And one of the information is identify how to use the same to estimate the parameters of the model to get the best estimator. It's not that every information is useful. We have to see which information is able to understand. That means which information is the best for us. Now, we have done so many things. So I can say that everything has been thought before, but the problem is to think again and again. Whenever you will see data, you will see again and again that there are different things that are happening over there. Now, let's see again the time series with different perspectives. And please have some silence and we will run from ourselves. Please come back. Now, we are going to start with some challenges over here. The first challenge in time series is to understand the behavior of a time series data. How the time series is working. And to learn the behavior, we have to go with these three things. You're having a plot. As we have discussed, the first thing is you have to plot a picture. So you will plot the picture, you will see the behavior of your time series. Second is you will make a parallelogram. And third is your descriptive. Now, why the descriptive? I'll just give you a small example over here. I don't know how many of you believe in astrology. So what does the astrologers do? Or if you are going for any pandit and all this, what does all these people do? Your palmist, what does they do? What does the astrologers do? Yes, what does the astrologers are doing?
They
Ma'am,
try to
they
predict
read the
about
lines of our hands or
Okay,
they predict
anything
about
else?
the future. They
See,
predict
if
about the
I
future.
see whenever you are going to go for some
They
astrologer, what astrologer will say? First of
they
all,
want to predict
astrologer.
the
No, sir.
planets, the location of the planets.
Sir, whenever you are going to any astrologer, the first thing the astrologer will always tell you your past. No astrologer is going to start it with your future. First thing they will
Sign,
always tell your
signs,
past.
sign.
Yes, they will see your hand, they will see your this horoscope and everything, and they will start speaking about your past. And you will say that yes, this happened, yes, this happened. So what they are doing, they are either reading your hand, either reading your horoscope, and with that thing they are describing your past. Once they have described your past, what they will do, they will forecast your future. And once they are forecasting your future, they will say that there is some problem, ye shani hai, ye wo hai, and then they will tell you the remedy. कि भाई ये हवन करा लेना, वो कर लेना, ये पहन लेना. So that means now they are giving you prescription. Okay, leave it. If you are going for a doctor, if you are having some illness and you will go for a doctor, the first thing what the doctor will do, he will always analyze your past. He will ask your history, whether you have BP, whether you have sugar, whether you have this thing, whether you have that thing. And once they have given you the past, you have given all the information on your past, they will analyze your future. Yes, you have all these things. Yes, in the future, you can happen, this thing can happen. Let's say you will say that I am a chain smoker, I am drinking. So he can say that in the future, you will have a heart problem. And once they are giving you the future, that in future this happen, this can happen with you. And after that, they will give you the prescription. That means medicine. That these are the prescriptions, go with these medicines. So the first thing everyone is doing is describing your past. And the same way we are going to do it. If I'm going to forecast anything, I'm going to find out any relationship. First of all, I'll see the past of the data. I will collect the data, let's say from 2010 till date. So these past data will give me the information, and that will known as descriptive statistics. That means from these past, I am going to predict the future, and if I'm able to predict the future, I am going to give some solution. That as I told you that if I'm going to find there is a long-term relationship, some error will be there, and I'm going to rectify that error. So previous data, this pictorial graph has given me that yes, there is a relationship. And I am saying that if there is a relationship, some error will happen in the future. And I'll give you the solution. So our complete analysis of the time series depends on three things: your descriptive, your predictive, that means your future, and your prescriptive, that means the solution for your prediction. So everything, your data analytics, your time series, any analysis depends on these three things. So the first thing is that we have to see our past. And past can be seen either by plotting the graph, either by making a parallelogram, or by making a descriptive statistic. So these three are giving me the past, or I can say these are showing me the behavior. Okay, so I think everyone has downloaded the R
No,
and
ma'am.
data. Okay, so let's start our journey with R and our data. So this is your R and this will be your data. I think everyone has a look about the R and data. In R, we will be having four windows. One will be my R script, then my data objectives, my console, and this will be my file and plot packages. First of all, let's start with my R. I'll just share it again. I think everyone is able to see my screen.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Are you able to see my R?
Yes, ma'am.
Now see, this is my R and this is not R, this is R Studio. Whenever we are working on R, there is two packages. One is R and one is R Studio. R is a backup of R Studio. That means all the calculations are done in R, but all the output is given in R Studio. So that's why we always work on R Studio. We never go with R. Now, if you are able to see this R, there are four panes. The first one is your view window as well as your blackboard. So in future, if I'm going to write anything, what I'm going to do, I am going to open one R script. If I'm going to open one R script, this is my blackboard. And if you are going to press start and then you are going to write anything, it will be considered as your information. Right. So this will be my blackboard. I can write anything over here. So whenever I'll be teaching over here, I'll be using my this blackboard. This will be my console window. Over here, I'll be giving you all the information about the commands, and commands are very easy. So this is my console window. This is my environment. Environment window means my all the data, all the variables will be stored in this window. And this is my plot window, or you can say view window. Whatever diagrams I'm going to make it, and you will be able to see in this window. And all these windows are adjustable. You can adjust any window. Now, whenever we are working on R, the first thing is that R is that software where you can do anything, not only time series, any type of analysis you can do in this R. I can predict, I can do SEM over here in R. I can do your bibliometric analysis over here in R. That means I can predict, or you can say I can extract any data from the any part of the world from the help of this R. If I want to predict any stock price, I want to extract the information about the stock price, I want to extract the information about the World Bank data, R can do anything. You can just give the command to R and it will automatically extract the data. And once the data is being extracted by R, you can just download the data. You can just export the data to your system. It's very easy. The only thing is that you should be aware about the commands and everything will be taken care by this R. Right. Now, whenever we are working on this R, there are certain packages in it. Now, what are those packages? Can anyone can tell me what do you mean by what packages?
Statistics package, madam. Or
Yes,
everything
what are these?
separately.
Why there are separate packages?
Everyone developed their own package, madam, and they install it.
So one person develop a package, but still it has various packages. I'll just give you a small idea about there. Let's say, sir, I have to learn finance. If I have to learn finance, there are different kinds of books available in a market, right? And if there are different kinds of books available in market and every book has some different information. And if I want to learn marketing, again in marketing also there are different books in the market, but you will not find a single book in a market where the finance is also there and all the concepts of marketing also there. Or if I want to learn your HR, again a different book is there. So that means there are different books in a market. What we have to do, if I have to learn anything from that, I have to purchase that book from the market once. And once I have purchased that book from the market, I'll keep it in my shelf over there and it will remain with me. The same thing happens with R also. R has different packages for different work. For SEM, there is a different package. For time series, there is a different package. To forecast, there is a different package. For descriptive statistics, there is a different package because everything is different. So what we have to do, we have to purchase the package from R. And once you have purchased the package from R, it will remain in your system. Unless and until the system is there, you have your desktop or laptop, whatever packages you are purchasing from R, it will remain with you. The only thing is that all the packages are free of cost. R is a free software, so all the packages are free of cost. It will remain in your system. So, but once you have to purchase it. So now first thing, how we are going to purchase the packages is that you are able to see these tools. Now in tools, you have to go for install packages. Now, once you have opened this install packages, this window will be there. And in this, you have to type the name of the package that you require. Let's say, I'll say the first package I require is T series. T series is a time series package. I want to work on time series. So T series package is there and I'm just going to click on the install. So the one way is that I'm just going it from there, from tool side, and I'm saying that just go with this package. And whenever you will write the package, you will see in the drop down menu that package name will be there and you can just install it. Or second way is this command system. You just write the command install.packages and in parentheses, you just have the word T series. And once you have done that T series part, your package will be installed in your R. That means now you are ready to work with R. The first package is installed. Now see over here, this board is filled over here, but I don't have a space, so I have to erase it. So for that, command is Control plus L. Your command over here is Control plus L. Whenever you have to remove anything, Control plus L, you just have to press Control plus L over here. Everything will be removed. Now, second thing, whenever we are going with the R, the second thing is each and every time you are going to open the R, you have to give the instruction that I want to work on this package. Again, let's have a small example. You have purchased the books in my previous example. I just told you that we have purchased the books, and once we have purchased the books, all the books are there in my shelf. Each and every time, whenever I'm going to sit on my study table to learn about the books, I have to open the book each and every time. And once I shut down the book and keep that book again in the shelf, and and next time when I am going to read the book, again I have to open the book. It cannot happen that my book is always opened on my shelf, on my study table. Each time you have to study, you have to open it. And again, once you are done with your studies, you will close the book and put it again back in your shelf. The same thing happens with R also. Each time you are opening R, you have to open the package. You have to give the instruction to this R that yes, I want to work on this package. So please open the package. That means you have to install the package only once. You have to purchase that book only once. But each time you open your R, you have to open that particular package. And to open the package, the work is library. I'm going to give the command to this R that I have purchased the book and I have put it in my library. Just extract that package, just extract that book from the library and open it. So I'll giving the command T series. And if your package is there in your R, you will always see a drop down menu. So I'll just write library and enter. Or second command is require. Either you can use the word library and the package name, or you can give the command to this R that I require this package, please open it. So again, you can write the command require T series. Each and every time you are going to open this R, you have to give this command library and require, either library or require. Now, once it is open, now we are ready to work on it. Now, next is how we are going to import our data set. I have given you all the data set. You just have to go with your import data set over here. Go it to Excel, browse it, and just see where your data is there. Okay, let's open it for share price. And by default, your first sheet will be open. If you want to change the sheet, you have to go with the sheet 1, sheet 2, or whatever sheet you want to open. But by default, first sheet will be open and just import it. Done? Done? Everyone has done it?
Can you please repeat
Ma'am, we
this
have
process for
imported like
importing
from
the data?
imported.
Okay. Now you are seeing the import
the
data
data.
set over here. Go for import data set.
Okay, yes, yes. Okay, okay. Got it.
From Excel. Do it from Excel and then browse it wherever is there in your system. Let's say if I'm browsing, I have put it in the desktop. I have made one file, FDP September, and in that my share price is there. And I'll just open it. And by default, your first sheet will be there and you have to import it. Got it? Done? Can I move further?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
now
ma'am.
you will see over here in this first window, that was my blackboard also, and this is my view window also. If I'm going to open my blackboard, you will see that I have just, this is my blackboard. I'll just write it Control plus L over here in blackboard, and simultaneously I can open my share price window also. So you can open multiple windows over here. See, I have also imported my Reliance sale. I have given you this file. I have imported your sales day trending. I have given you this file also. So I can open multiple files over here. You just have to import it. And right now, see, I have just imported one file. So you can see over here in environmental windows, share price file is being opened right now. I have opened only one Excel. And this Excel has 1318 observations and 4 variables are there. In R, even the date is one of the variables. So first variable, second variable, third variable, and fourth variable. Your what I have given you, N225 is an index for Japan that is known as nickel. Nickel is a Japanese index. This is Brazil index, BVSP, and SSCI is Shanghai index, China index. And everything is in their currency. All the data is in their currency. Okay, now this thing is done. Now, I want to give the command to R that I have to work on this Excel. Now you are seeing that there are various Excel that I have opened. I have opened share price also. I have opened Reliance also. I have opened third is sales detrending. 3 Excels are being opened with R. So now R is confused that on which Excel the R has to work. So now my next command will be, I'll give the command to R that you have to work on this Excel only. So the command is attach. I am giving the command attach share price. So I'm giving the file name, and whenever you will give the file name, Excel will be there and you can view it over here. So I'm giving the command that I have to work on this file. Don't get confused with other files. Please work on this file only. So attach share price. Done? Done? Can I move further?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the first thing, as I told you, I have to plot the graph. So command are very, very simple over here. Plot.ts. Plot.ts means I am giving the command to R plot the time series data. Plot.ts, and now I am going to give the variable for which variable the plot is to be done. And it is very case sensitive. If your names are in capital letters, it will understand the capital only. If your names are in small letters, it will understand the small letters only. So N225 is a variable name. So once you write one or two letters, it will always show you on the drop down menu that this file is being attached and there are these variables over here. So I'll just click it over here and press enter. Now you can see it over here. The diagram is here. Similarly, you can go for plot. This is what I have zoomed it, so that's why. Now, one thing, if you will observe over here, it's giving time over here. And this 0, 200, 400, 600, it's not the year. It's the number of observation. See over here the number of observation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till we have 1318 observations. So see, it says given till this 1200, they have just given the number of observation over here. We can also show the time over here. I can also show you the year over here. It depends how you are going to present it. Even you can change the colors over here. Everything can be done. Now, if I'll give the command plot.ts and next is BVSP. Now you can see the diagram for BVSP, and from this arrow, you can just go for the previous diagram. From this arrow, you can move to the next diagram. And if you have to export it, just click on export. You can save it as an image, save it as a PDF, or copy to clipboard. You just copy the plot and paste it wherever you want. Till here it's clear? How I'm going to plot it? Any doubt till here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now suppose I
No.
want to see the relationship between the two graphs or three graphs, or I want to plot multiple graphs in one diagram only. Now you can see that it's BBSP diagram, and if I'll go the previous one, it is the nickel, that means Japanese index diagram. But now what I want to do, I want to merge these two diagrams. Now how I'm going to do it? For that, there is a package named as, you just have to install the package ggplot2. Just install this package ggplot2. And once you have installed, just library it. I'm giving the instruction that I have to work on this package ggplot2. Done. Done. Can I start? Everyone has installed the package and library the package?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'm starting the command. The first thing is write ggplot. ggplot parenthesis plus. Now I am giving the command that I have to draw the line. So geometric line. So geometric underscore line. Now I have to give the command from where the lines has to be taken. So just write that take the data from share price. I'm just giving the command that whatever lines you have to draw, you have to collect the data from this file, data.shareprice, and then map it. Mapping equals to, you just have to write these commands. I'll just give you the command in the chat box. And I am saying that X will be equals to your date. I'm just giving the command x-axis over here. X-axis is this, y-axis is this. That X will be equals to date, and your Y will be equals to, the first variable is n225. So first variable will be this. And after that, I am giving the command that represent this diagram with the color. You can give any color you want. So I am saying that just represent it with blue color. So I'll just write blue. Because if I'm making two diagrams, that means I'm plotting two things in one diagram. So I want to differentiate it with different colors. You can just write red, blue, green, whatever color you want. You can write it over here. So I'll just say, just represent it with the help of blue color. Now plus geometric lines again. Now I'm saying geometric point. That just show me the points also. So geometric point, and again the same thing. I'm just saying that represent the points also with the same part. So data should be of share price and mapping is same thing. Now, after that, what I'm saying, that next diagram I have to make it. So again, the same command, geometric underscore line. And again, I am saying take the data from the share price and now this time put y is equals to BBSP. And this time keep the color to be green. And now again make the geometric point. And again the same thing, your y will be equals to BVSP and color should be green. That means line as well as the points representing on that line should be of same color and it should be green. Now I have to give the label also. Now you will see in this diagram, no labeling was there. Now I am saying that give the label also. So for label, the short form is lab. It's saying lab. And I am saying on x-axis, it should be represent the year. On x-axis, just write year. And on y-axis, it should be N225 with blue color, that I am writing that N22 blue color represents N225 and BVSP is represented by green color. Done? I think some problem is there. And if you are going to press the up arrow, the command will come again. Let me just see why it's showing the.
Ma'am, in the first one, it is written GOEM. Imani ma'am?
हाँ अच्छा
इसमें
GOEM.
first वाले हम GOM होगा ये वाला first वाला GG plot plus GOM.
Now see the diagram. Are you able to see the diagram now? It's representing in years. Previously, it was not represented in year. It was represented in the number of observation. Now you can see the years are there. It's 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. The data is there. The lines are represented by blue and green color. And over here, we have written that N225 is represented by blue color and BVSP is written by green color. Done? Done till here?
Yes.
Okay. Next, how to make the histogram. Just write his and write the variable name. You will get the histogram. His and your BVSP. Even in this geometric command, you can add the third variable also. You can give the same command instead of BBSP. Now you can write SSCI and your third color. So it will make all the three plots in one diagram. Histogram is also done. Now see, I just want to make a normal curve also. Because whenever you are writing research paper, you have to show it whether your data is normal or not. So the best way to represent it with the help of normal curve. And if you will see what do you mean by what normal curve, if you have any idea about statistics, a normal curve means where your mean, median, mode are same. And for making a normal curve, you will be requiring your minimum data, your maximum data, your mean, and your standard deviation. So these will be the four parts that I'll be requiring. So I'll be giving command to R about your minimum, maximum, mean to calculate the mean of the data and to calculate the standard deviation of the data. So I'll just do Control L. Now we are going to make the histogram with the normal curve. So I have already given the command. I'm just giving the command again his, and I'm going to make a normal curve for N2 to 5. Now, next thing, I'm going to give the command that I require the minimum value of this N2 to 5 variable. I need the maximum value. I need the mean. I need the standard deviation. So I'm just giving any name. You can give any name. I'm just giving it X. So I'm saying store the minimum and maximum value in X. So X is equals to sequence and calculate the minimum value of N2 to 5. I'm saying calculate the minimum value of N2 to 5, comma, calculate the maximum value again of N2 to 5 and the length. That means this length. What should be the length? You can give any length. I am giving the length to be equals to 40. So now it has stored the minimum and maximum value over here. And 40 means till 40 variables it has taken. Now next is I have to also give the command for the mean as well as standard deviation, because while calculating the normal curve, I require the minimum value, maximum value, mean, and my standard deviation. So I'm storing the value of mean and standard deviation in y. So y is equals to d norm. D norm means I have to make the normal curve. That's why I require these commands. So x, I have stored the data of x. So that means I am giving the command make the normal graph with the help of x. And x is what? A combination of minimum and maximum value. So just take the combination of minimum value and maximum value as well as the mean. So I'm taking the mean. Mean of what? So mean of mean N2 to 5. Just take the value mean N2 to 5 and standard deviation. SD is equals to SD of N2 to 5. So I have given the command that first of all I have given the command in X store the value of minimum and maximum value. Now I have given the command Y store the normal curve of minimum and maximum, mean as well as the standard deviation. All the variables are there. Now I am saying make the histogram is of N2 to 5 where probability is true . color should be equals to white. I'm not keeping any other color. I'm saying the color. Color means background. I require the white background only. And y lim is equals to your C starting from 0 and maximum till y, because I have stored all the commands in y, your minimum, maximum, mean and standard deviation in y. So that's why I have given the command that store everything in y and heading. Now I have to give the heading also. So heading means main is equals to, I want to give the heading that histogram with normal curve. Now see, you will see the white background, and now on this I have given the heading histogram with normal curve. Now I'm going to draw the curve. So I'm giving the command line, just draw the line with the help of x comma y, and color should be equals to, you can give any color. Let's say I'll just give the name blue only. I want the normal curve with the help of blue color, and length width should be, line width should be equals to 2 points over here. Now you can see the normal curve is there. If I'm going to give the command that line should be equals to, let's say I'll just give the command 5. So you will see the line thickness is increased because I am giving the command line width should be 5 points. You just, whatever width you want, you can just give it over here. I'll say that 10 width should be there. So you can see the broader line over there. Got it? Any doubt in this? How we are going to present the data? No doubt. Have you installed the data also?
No, ma'am, not
Ma'am,
Stata.
how we will remember these formulas or
Uh,
command?
See, it's not so easy to remember all this. What you can do it, you can make a Word document over here, and secondly, there is no need. If you'll go over here in history, now you will see my all the commands are already saved over here. See, each and every command, whatever I have done it today or previously also. If you will see, I have not taught you R and 2 to 5 how to do it. I did it previously. You can see it over here. These are my previous commands. What I can do, I don't have to remember it. Let's say this command is there. I have to make this geometric part. This command. You remember this command we have given it for making the graph? I'll just click it over here, and I'll just say to console, send by this command to this. Now you can see the command is over here. So you don't have to remember it. You can save it in your R also. And if you don't want to save it in your R, what you can do, you can just copy it and save it in your Word document over there.
Okay,
But
ma'am.
one, you have to write it over here in R. Now see, I've just sent the command to console window, and I just click enter, and the diagram is again here. And you will see in the, now see, command has again come over here that I have used this command again and again. So whatever command, or even you can store it over here. See, if you will see over here, I have stored it. If once I have stored this command, let's say what I am going to do it, I'm just going to copy it, just C copy, Control C, and I'm just going to paste it over here. And it will remain in my blackboard. And whenever you are going to close it, suppose I want to close the R, it will ask me that whether I want to save all these commands or I don't want to save. So it's up to me whether I will save it or not. Or even you can make a dictionary or directory over here in R. And where all the commands will be there. You don't have to remember these commands. R will do it everything for you. But yes, you should be aware of which command. But if you will ask me that I never save the commands in R, because if you will see over here, if I'll show you my environmental window, are you seeing the data this R is consuming? 315 MB. So if I'm going to store all these commands over here in R, or all these diagrams, everything, I am going to make a directory over here in R that I'm saying R, please remember all my commands. So it will take the space of my laptop. So that means my all the space is being consumed by R. And if I want to have the free space, that won't be available to me if I am having a less MB in my laptop. So it's up to you. If you are having a more MBs in your laptop, you are having your drives of GB, some extra GB, so you can save it. Otherwise, you can write it in your Word document. Just save it over here. Just copy and paste over here. It will do it everything for you. Even in Stata also, we name it as a do files and we save it over there. Now, any doubt, whatever we have done it till now?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a request. Can you please copy and paste this in the chat box? This
Yes,
particular
sure. This
this
one now?
particular. Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, whenever I'll be sending you the PPTs, everything will be there. All the commands will be there in the PPT.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
I've just sent it to you. R can do many things, many things. Because we have just started, the thing is that we have just started a small thing. Now, if you have Stata with you, I can show you all these diagrams with Stata also. Can I start with the Stata? Because my first portion will be finished and then tomorrow we will move on with the next part.
Madam,
Are you able?
the recordings will be shared.
Yes, recording, I'll send it to you, sir.
Okay,
Everything
okay,
is
thank
being
you.
recorded. I'll send it to you.
Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Now, are you able to see my Stata also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, let's start with the import. Go to File, Import, and Excel sheet. And from the Excel, again, the same process. You have to browse it. And let's say I'll just open my share price. And once you have opened your share price, just stick it over here. That first row means your variables. And then, okay.
Sorry, ma'am. I have a doubt. Ma'am,
Yes.
have you sent the link for the Stata also, or do we have to download it by our own?
I have sent the link, but all those who have registered, I think today or yesterday, I think they don't have a link. Otherwise, you can just download the Stata.
Ma'am,
Or
because it is not free. I have tried downloading it.
okay, I'll
So,
send you. I'll send you the Stata.
okay, ma'am. Okay, okay.
I'll send you all. I'll just send you on WhatsApp group. And what you can do, you can install it in your system because Stata is a paid software.
Okay.
R is a free software. Stata is a paid software. I'm going to send you the Stata. You can just install it in your system. And once you are going to install, it's not a trial version. It will remain in your laptop.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I'll send it to you. So what you have to do whenever we are working on Stata, Stata is also a software only, so it doesn't have a knowledge. So I have to give the command that I am going to give you the time series data. You have to work it on time series data. So for that time series over here in R, what we are doing, we are installing the packages T series, that is a time series package. But over here, all the packages are there. I am giving the command time series set, that set the time series with the date. Now you will see that over here, my date is given, that I have mentioned the variable date over here. So what I'll say, it's date, TS date. So I have given the command to the stator that set the time series data with respect to date, and now you will see that it has given me that date has started from 1st April 2016 and data is till 25th 5 2021, and it's a daily data, 1 day data. And if you want to see the data, you can go over here and you can see the complete data is there. Date is there starting from 1st April 2016. It's saying the data is starting from 1st April till 5/25, that means 25th May. And if you will observe, your data is till 25th May only. You can see it over here. Your data is till 25th May 2021. Now, in this also, commands for data and your R are same. So what you have to do, in this also, you just give the command his for N225. It will make your diagram. See, histogram is there. And now if I have to make a normal curve, just give his N225 and comma normal. Now see, his and the diagram is there. If you want to make a line graph, even the line graph in R is easy. You don't have to, in R we have given the command plot.ts, but over here I am just giving the command ts line. Just make a time series line graph for N225. Now you can see that line graph over here. Now in this, if you want to make two graphs, that means I want to make TF line N225 and BVS. Now both the graphs are there. The only drawback in Stata is that I cannot change the color. In R, I can change the color, I can change the date, I can mention everything on my own. But in Stata, it is predefined. So any doubt, whatever we have done today?
No, ma'am, all
No,
clear.
ma'am. No.
All clear? So we stop over here and we will meet again tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks.
Thank you.